Yeah, I'm going A&M. I think, we're talking about a team that has some of the most incredible talent out there, year in year out, with some of the best facilities. A crazy great, crazy good fan base, and a hard place to play at home. Now you bring in a coach who can actually work with this, who actually can do stuff with it, who can change what the last few years have been there for A&M. I mean, we went from a 9-3 team a few years ago that we thought could compete for a top 4 spot that was lackluster the next 2 years. I mean, you're talking about teams that had some of the best recruiting classes we've ever seen out of Texas A&M, and it did nothing with them. They've lost most of those guys because they transferred out. But Mike Elko is a different kind of coach there, and I think what he's got going on there, what the defense he's going to create there, Texas A&M is a scary team to play on the road and or at home, and they're a sleeper. I mean, I say that because the odds are there. The SEC maybe not be as dominant this year. I mean, everyone's really good this year, but the SEC is going to beat up on each other this year. So A&M might be able to like slip out for that bottom side and just say, hey, be a good 8 or 9 spot.
I don't hate that. I don't hate that, Ralph. I think when we look at the SEC, we look in general. I mean, obviously, there's the teams that are at the top, and look. I mean, we mentioned this in our tiers episode. Elko, I think, is going to bring stability to the program. I think we talked about that. I like this pick and we're not talking potential SEC champion here. I mean, you could, but this is obviously looking at can they just make the playoff? If A&M, if Connor Wegman stays healthy, that's like the biggest storyline for them in general. Like if Wegman stays healthy, I think they've got a shot as good as anybody to kind of claim one of those, I'll say 3rd or maybe even 4th spots that the SEC might be able to get in that 12-team playoff. Will, any thoughts on Ralph's pick there?
Yeah, I mean, I agree with what you said, Bryce. I think Connor Wegman is quietly one of the, can we say top 5 quarterbacks in the SEC? I think he's that good.
When healthy, yeah.
I think when healthy, he's that good. Looking at A&M's schedule compared to the rest of the SEC, it's pretty easy. They get Missouri at home, they get LSU at home, and they get Texas at home. Those are their 3 biggest conference games, their 3 biggest tests in the SEC, and they got them all at home. And we know Kyle Field is a really good home field advantage. So can they just hold serve there? They do open with Notre Dame, which there's already been injury questions with Notre Dame, so we'll see if that affects them in week 1.
I forgot that A&M has lost Ruben Owens. They're starting running back this year for the rest of the
year. Yes, they did. But I like the depth that A&M. I like the depth A&M has at running back.
I agree.
I think they can weather that storm. But I like this pick, Ralph. I think I like it better than my pick, mainly because A&M is a true sleeper. I think to make the playoff. Nobody's really expecting much from them.
Really say, Will, that you did also pick A&M, but
I did to begin with. Yeah,
we did choose other teams.
Yeah, we did try to keep this for, we did let each other know that who we were picking first so we could have a little bit of variety. But you know what? I think A&M, nationally, I think they'll end the season as a top 25 team. Le'Veon Moss is going to be the guy that we'll probably be seeing taking carries there at the running back position in lieu of Ruben Owens. Very, very good.
Le'Veon Moss is really good.
They lost a lot too. And I'll say this, when I was in Dallas last month, I was talking with some people who cover A&M and especially our 24/7 guys, and they were like, they lost a lot of name value, but they still have good players. Like
right.
you lost Walter Nolan, but they brought in the kid from, I believe, Purdue is going to be one of their pass rushers this year. And you still have, Nick Scorton. Keep an eye on Nick Scorton. You still have both Shamars and Shamar Stewart and Shamar Turner. Like they're going to be solid. I think defensively, A&M is going to be very good. And then can Wegman stay healthy? No reason. So